Hello everyone, my name is Connor, and welcome to your personal nightmare for the next few minutes. Pain is suffering. So, as some of you know, the show I've been working on since 2016, Where the Animatronics, has finally been released. Well, the pilot at least was. But it didn't start out as an original property. You see, when I was younger, I ended up trying to make a show called The Adventures of FNAF, which was basically my take on a Source filmmaker show based on the Five Nights at Freddy's series. It was as good as you'd think it would be. Actually, when I was still working on it, the original version, a pilot without audio outside of the intro was actually uploaded at one point to YouTube due to me trying to figure out how to do stuff with our voice acting and such, but it ultimately didn't go through, and later on, the non-audio pilot has now since been deleted. Yeah. Well, ever since then, the pilot is no longer online, and from what I can gather, is now considered lost media. As of the time of recording this, the pilot's still not available, and will probably never be. If you do find it, feel free to let me know. But until then, while it may be gone, sadly, I still have how it originally went down for the most part, right here. As the creator of such, I am also obligated to warn you that this is gonna get really stupid really fast. And maybe in a way to show how Where the Animatronics evolved since then, from being just a random another bad show on the internet made by some random 11-year-old boy, I thought I could show off how far I have come since then. Mostly showcase the powers of sorts. It just the way, well, more so it's that show, just explain how scenes were originally going to go down. But so, I'm going to probably do it now and starting again soon. I hope you enjoy. Probably won't with the story, but we'll see. We begin our show with Golden Freddy showing up in Sawmill from Team Fortress 2, where then he drops off a box full of two little rabbit animatronics. One being Bonnie, and the other being a character called Lucky, the Lucky Rabbit from the Stuff series of games. Yeah. Where then, the door is answered after Golden Freddy knocks and leaves the babies on the doorstep. Where then is answered by Heavy from Team Fortress 2. Hey, don't say I didn't warn you. And anyway, Heavy proceeds to take him in, and we time cut to years later where Freddy Fazbear is throwing a piece of garbage in a garbage disposal. Like a recycling bin. This is still going to be happening. We then see Bonnie's foot as he walks up near Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where the intro begins with a rendition of the Cuphead rap. An 8-bit one. Again, just go with it right now, or you'll hurt your brain. And anyway, the characters then proceed to go up to Freddy Fazbear, as we see him up close, him and Chica of sorts, specifically referred for children, and Bonnie shows up with a suitcase saying that he's there for a job, and Freddy Fazbear proceeds to tell Chica to keep the crowd happy as Corona Cupcake is damaged repeatedly, well, trying to without arms, and then proceeds to slide up the stage, his feet glitching through the stage, where then they're introduced to the security office, where Freddy Fazbear is asking Bonnie why he should work there, and then Bonnie says that he's smart and has a guitar, which is enough of a warrant for Freddy Fazbear to show up and say, "You're hired!" And Bonnie looks excited and moves in to the back room, the backstage area. After walking around a bit, he ends up going to Pirate's Cove and seeing Foxy the Pirate playing Geometry Dash, where it's revealed they knew each other in high school. This is mad suffering here! And while arguing, it's revealed that Foxy was actually Bonnie's bully, where then they're interrupted by Freddy again, saying they're gonna go on an adventure. And we cut to a cave with a fan pulling up, revealing that the fan belongs to Freddy and gang. During this whole adventure, they start walking around a bit to explore and find some diamond, where then the two split up, with Freddy going with Chica, and Bonnie having to go with Foxy, his bully. After some more walking around, they don't realize they're being followed by a mysterious golden bear. I think you can tell where this is going. Where during all of this, Foxy proceeds to be rude to Bonnie again, and Bonnie throws him off where Foxy sucker punches Bonnie, and is right about to finish him off. Well, until Golden Freddy, of all people, just You know that one scene in SpongeBob where Patrick pretends to beat himself up? Well, imagine that! Except there's actually a ghost that's not visible to anyone else, and it's really beating him up. It proceeds to end when that scene begins to end with Foxy being assaulted so badly that he's being shaken up and down like a bully is pickpocketing a kid for his money. Going Frager reveals he's real, he disappears, and Bonnie and Foxy go off screaming, where then they run into Freddy and Chica again, who are both completely bewildered and not believing anything he said. And then they basically go there, find a pit of lava and a diamond nearby. They get excited and are about to take it, when all of a sudden, Springtrap appears with the Phantoms. Don't ask why they're here, I don't explain it. Well, anyway, during this whole maneuver of sorts, Springtrap talks about some grand evil plan between him and the others. And then the Phantoms behind him, I probably forgot to mention the Phantoms are also here, end up coming by and straight up using the Force from Star Wars and proceeds to levitate them in midair, where Springtrap continues his other evil speech of sorts, where Freddy Fazbear interrupts him and screams riot, and then they use the Force and start charging towards them, where we got back to the pizzeria and don't get to see an actual fight. During it, it's implied that off-screen that Foxy was saved by Bonnie, who was getting assaulted, and then they make up, and the episode ends. They go back to their stage, and Bonnie goes back to the back room to sleep in, and the episode ends with Freddy on the staircase, looking down in the basement and going, "That went well." Have you lost your sanity yet? I have. There's more to the pilot than that. Well, by pilot, I mean, like, the Adventures of FNAF pilot, not where the animatronics, anyway, just the way it was being handled, now that I'm saying this out loud, is probably really bad. There's some other stuff I forgot to mention, like how the models that were originally going to be used in said pilot were the Splinks models, those old ones. The pizzeria was going to be the typical one you would have seen back in a lot of other FNAF animations before it was taken down. But otherwise, that's pretty much all I have outside of maybe some other episodes. They're not really important, mostly because mainly episode 2 would have persisted of Foxy trying to win the love of Mangle before Mangle was kidnapped, and turns out she knows karate. Again, this show was really stupid when I first started working on it. And other stuff too, like with the puppet of sorts. There's a lot more stuff to go over, but for now, I think my voice is about to get tired. All I'll say was that the show was really bad, and I am kind of curious to say... not say, but more so just... I'm kind of curious to see how the FNAF community would have reacted if the show did actually come out back then. How bad would it have been? How would they have reacted? How bad would things go on? There's a lot more stupid stuff in there, but it's just... yeah, it was terrible, quite frankly. I'm curious to see your reception, and while this may not have been a great video recorded, I'm hoping that you had a good time watching. Have a good New Year, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry Xmas, and have a holly jolly Merry Christmas, and hopefully I'll see you next year. Until next time, bye.